All right, we're coming at you again. The first several times that we've done this have been what we like to refer to as practice. We've actually purchased some equipment and rearranged ourselves so that we might look a little bit more professional and might be able to convey our messages a little bit more clearly. That being said, I'm going to let old Pops here tell you what his ideas are, and then we're going to talk about how our ideas bounce off of each other and mix together and can work together to help you, our audience, as it were, to make the best of themselves and any situation that they might find themselves in.
What I'm thinking of is good mental health. And in order to have anything, though, of course, you have to work at it. So you can look up on the internet, just like I did, what good mental health is and get along with people, using your talents and skills, not being frightened all the time. But things happen and we have poor mental health. So my emphasis is on dreams, those things we have at night. I know forever we've been told that they aren't any value, but they are. If you can walk into your dream, which I'll show you how to do it, we'll talk about that. Step into your dream and act out your dream, you will get a message from you to you. It's like you have an internal therapist. Your internal self wants to help you and benefit you. One of my dreams that I like to think about, I had a dream of a guy who had a head. His head was a brain. And that was all. He didn't have eyes, didn't have ears, nothing, just a brain. I thought, well, this is weird. Well, of course, all dreams are weird, but this was a dream. And so I had to step in and act like I was this man who had a head for a brain. And then I had to pretend or act like I was him talking to me. And so what he told me was that I have all the ability and intelligence and capabilities that I will ever need. Now, I thought it was wonderful. I'm telling me that. So that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Dreams, and I've got a dozen of them. I could talk up forever about dreams and how valuable they are and have been to me. But Jay, of course, has other ideas too, which are compatible. Let him tell you some things.
Sure. What I'd like to talk about is basically the same type of thing, but it happens when you're awake. It's actually walking around inside your life like we do every day, whether or not you're at work, whether or not you're at school, whether or not you're at the shopping mall, whether or not you're at the grocery store, doing whatever you're doing. Um, what I like to do is revisit those moments and see what I saw when I was there. How do I do that? The way that I've chosen to do that is by writing. This started as actually a writing project for me with an emphasis on creation, with an emphasis on art, if you will. However, what I've discovered is that, like Pops is talking about, you have the ability to talk to yourself. And how do I do it? I do it with the keeping of a journal. I have a composition notebook that I have in a very nice leather cover that was made for me and given to me. And I keep these composition notebooks even after they're full. And I've been doing this for years. And what the rule is in my process is I have to write about what I saw, what I felt, what I understood about any given situation. Now, I tell you that because it doesn't have to be necessarily true. We're not talking about diary entries. We're talking about writing. We're talking about what speaks to you throughout the day, what tells you something about the situations you find yourself in, you found yourself in that day, and now are processing after you're done with your day, if you will. And that's how I do it. I do the same thing that Barry's talking about, but I do it while I'm wide awake. I step into my day. not my dreams necessarily. Not that that's a bad thing, but I step into my day and I say to myself, what happened today? How did it make me feel? How did that interaction with that individual, whoever they might have been, uh, impact me? How did I impact them? And what I've noted is that you become more observant. Well, I should say this, not you, me. I've become more observant. One becomes more observant. One becomes more active and participates more in their life. And that to me is the benefit of keeping a journal. And it leads, honestly, where both myself and my father are trying to help as many people as we can get to, which is, like he said, good mental health. So we're going to keep going with this. We're going to keep talking to you and we're going to keep hustling so that you understand how this can help you. And we'll keep coming back and explaining and explaining and explaining in various ways to make it interesting. That's our whole goal. So that maybe you want to subscribe, you want to tell your friends about us, you want us to come visit you at your workplace, you want us to come and do a workshop on how this works, you want us to, I don't know, be ourselves in front of you live and in person. We'll figure that out as we go. But this is the first not practice video that I think we've made. And I think thus far it's been successful. We hope you enjoy it. We hope you pay attention. We hope you listen to us and take what we've said to you for what it's worth and find it valuable, because we certainly have. And we'll see you further down the road. Before we go, though, I'm going to let Pops tell you just a few more things, and then we'll cut you loose.
Okay, well, dreams are, we've just been, I'm sorry, but we have been told, it's kind of in the culture, that dreams aren't any value. They are. They absolutely are. I had no confidence, was very weak in my whole self, my behavior, my confidence in myself, my belief in myself, etc., all that stuff, just like many of us. And I learned that your dreams tell you things about you. It's like Jay was saying, the experiences you have during the day, whoa, some are good, some are bad. Well, you can have dreams about those things that help you understand them or navigate them or behave to your advantage. Instead of being afraid of a situation, you can become confident in it. Mm-hmm. I have just dozens of dreams. I had one that was about a hockey game. I was watching with a friend like Jay, and we're watching the hockey game. Now, I don't know anything about hockey, so I don't care about hockey. But the hockey puck flew into the audience, and I had hold of it. And I thought, well, I'll keep it. Well, my friend said, wait a minute. You don't know anything about hockey. You don't care about it. You don't even know the rules. So why keep anything that's not valuable? And so the message to me was, think about all the negative feelings I've had about myself, that I'm not smart, that I'm not able, that I'm, academically terrible, whatever you want to say. I had negative feelings. Get rid of them. Give them away. Throw them out. And that's the message you can get from yourself to yourself. And like Jay says, journal. Write about it. Write about it. That way you get to see. You can ask yourself, how am I doing at work? How am I doing at school? What do I think about this? What do I think about whatever it is? You can write about it, and you have to be honest, and you'll come up with some insights into yourself, and you'll be better for it. And that's the truth.
Right. Well, Pops and I, we could keep talking all day, honestly. And I think we're on to something here. And I think that we want you to be onto it as well. Because, like we've talked about previously in other videos when we were practicing, it's a tumultuous time that we're alive in. It's kind of scary, and it can be nerve-wracking. And we're talking about a lack of confidence over here, And we're talking about cerebral palsy over here, which bred all sorts of turmoil internally for me. And I'll tell you, uh, creating this project for myself, creating this idea of keeping a journal every day since I was high school age, has really allowed me to talk to me about the things that bother me. How am I doing at work? How am I doing at school? How am I doing in my relationships with other people? Things like that. Like I said, the entries themselves don't have to be true. They don't have to be fact based necessarily. They can be as creative and as artful as you want them to be. However, you'll notice, I believe, the more you do this, the more you'll see that you're actually talking to you. Um, Pops with his dream with the guy that had a brain for a head, right? That doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean anything other than what Pops tells himself that it told him to tell himself. Same thing with my journal entry. I'm not talking about the fact that I lost a piece of paperwork at work and then I had to spend the rest of the afternoon finding it. I'm talking about how I can't find my car keys, or I'm making something up, maybe something different, so that I can process this. And sometimes I don't even know it's happening. It just happens. And that's what you'll find. You'll find the messages in your dreams, and you'll find the messages to yourself throughout the course of any of the doing of any of this process, these processes, that you're just going to find yourself more and more aware of yourself, which is the doorway to good mental health.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right on. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Take care, guys.